What if the best ports in the world were the ones no one talks about? Today, we're sailing past the obvious to discover secret harbors where the crowds never reach and the world still feels untouched. Down Kotor, Montenegro. The hidden pearl of the Adriatic Kotor sits tucked between towering mountains and the deep blue Bay of Kotor, a fjord-like stretch of water that looks more like Norway than the Mediterranean. While nearby Dubrovnik drowns in cruise ships, Kotor remains blissfully quiet. As you approach by sea, the stone walls of the old town emerge from misty waters, and church bells echo from the hills. Inside, narrow medieval streets twist past orange-roofed houses, tiny cafes, and hidden courtyards filled with stray cats that have become the city's unofficial mascots. Why it's underrated? Because most tourists don't even realize Montenegro is just a few hours south of Croatia. Yet this port delivers equal beauty, a deeper sense of calm, and a rare chance to wander freely without lines of selfie sticks. For the traveler who craves authenticity over flash, Kotor is a gentle reminder that the Adriatic still has secrets left to tell. Number 9. Nafplio, Greece. Greece's forgotten jewel. Everyone flocks to Santorini or Mykonos. But a few hours from Athens lies Nafplio, a seaside town so picturesque it feels like a movie set. Venetian fortresses guard the coastline, marble promenades stretch along turquoise waters, and pastel buildings shimmer under the Mediterranean sun. It was once the capital of modern Greece, yet somehow it slipped off the radar. The harbor, with its bobbing fishing boats and fortress on an island, looks like something straight from a dream. Why it's underrated? Because the crowds haven't found it yet. Nafplio offers everything you love about Greece, beaches, history, and food, but without the tourist overload. You can stroll through narrow alleys, eat fresh octopus by the shore, and watch the sun melt into the Aegean Sea without a rush of tourists trying to capture the same shot. For slow travelers and romantics, Nafplio feels like time itself has slowed down. Number 8. Portofino, Italy. The glamour without the noise weight. Portofino underrated? It might sound odd, but here's the secret. The real Portofino hides in the shoulder seasons. In summer, this Italian harbor sparkles with luxury yachts, but outside July and August, it transforms into a peaceful coastal paradise. The pastel houses reflect off the emerald water, fishermen repair their nets on the docks, and the smell of espresso and sea salt fills the air. Most travelers rush through in a day, but stay overnight, and you'll experience an entirely different side. A tranquil village where locals greet you by name, and the sunsets feel endless. Why it's underrated? Because travelers assume it's out of reach. But Portofino, when visited wisely, gives you Italy's elegance without the chaos of Rome or Amalfi. It's proof that even famous places can become secret ports if you time them right. Number 7. Rovinj, Croatia. The Venetian-colored escape Rovinj rises like a watercolor painting from the northern Adriatic. Narrow cobbled streets lead past ochre and terracotta houses that seem to lean toward the sea, their balconies dripping with flowers. The old town hugs the harbor, where small fishing boats gently rock, reflecting the colors of a sunset sky in the calm waters. Why Rovinj is a hidden gem? Unlike Dubrovnik, it hasn't been overrun by cruise liners, giving visitors the chance to enjoy Italy-like charm without the crowds. Its charm is subtle. Street musicians play on cobbled corners, local markets brim with fresh seafood, and artisanal shops invite slow exploration. Here, time feels slower. You might spend hours tracing the harbor wall, watching fishermen unload their daily catch, or savoring a glass of Malvasia while the Adriatic sun sinks into the horizon. Rovinj is a perfect port for those who want the romance of Venice without the frantic pace. Number 6. Hvar, Croatia, the secret summer paradise. Few islands in the Adriatic feel as alive as Hvar, but beyond the popular town center lies an understated beauty. The port opens into a wide bay, flanked by pine forests and hidden coves that are easy to miss if you don't know where to look. Why it's underrated? Tourists often focus on Hvar's nightlife and crowded piers, ignoring the quieter corners. Renting a small boat or wandering inland reveals lavender fields, abandoned fortresses, and tiny beaches where you might be the only person in sight. Narrator. Imagine dropping anchor in a secluded cove, the only sounds being waves against the hull and cicadas in the trees. Var's charm isn't flashy. It's the thrill of discovery, the joy of knowing that you're experiencing the island as few ever do. For adventurers seeking both relaxation and exploration, Var offers a perfect balance. 5. Saint-Malo, France. The ramparts of history. Saint-Malo is a fortified city on the northern coast of Brittany, France. Its walls rise from the sea, centuries-old granite towers keeping watch over a harbor that has seen explorers, pirates, and merchants alike. Why it's underrated. Most travelers pass through Brittany en route to Paris or Normandy, overlooking this city entirely. Walking along the ramparts, you can feel history beneath your feet. Cannons point to the horizon. Cobbled streets wind through a town that has resisted the chaos of modern tourism. Inside the old town, creperies and cafes serve buttery delights as fishing boats return with the day's catch. Tide pools along the rocky coastline create natural aquariums, home to creatures both tiny and spectacular. Saint-Malo is a port where history and the sea meet, offering travelers a sense of timeless adventure rarely found in mainstream destinations. Number 4. Lerwick, Shetland Islands, Scotland. The edge of the world. Lerwick is a port that feels suspended between sea and sky. Rugged cliffs and rolling hills frame a harbor filled with colorful fishing boats, and the air carries the salty tang of the North Atlantic. Why it's underrated. Few travelers venture this far north, but those who do are rewarded with raw landscapes, serene solitude, and unique cultural experiences. Shetland's Norse heritage permeates the town, and local festivals bring music, dance, and storytelling that transport visitors to another time. Imagine stepping off your ship into a quiet town where wool shops, historic lighthouses, and tiny cafes welcome you. Hiking trails hug the coastline, puffins nest nearby, and the light itself seems different, crisper, colder, yet mesmerizing. Lerwick is a port for the adventurous soul, a place where being off the beaten path truly means something. So far, we've explored hidden Adriatic harbors, Venetian-colored escapes, French ramparts, and even the rugged edges of Scotland. Each port has offered a glimpse into the beauty of travel beyond the tourist radar. Now we reach the top 3 secret ports, places where the ocean meets untold stories, and every quay holds an adventure few ever experience. Number 3, Portoferraio, Elba Island, Italy. Napoleon's seaside hideaway. Portoferraio may be small, but it's steeped in history and charm. This harbor on Elba Island was once Napoleon's exile home, and the echoes of history linger in its fortified walls and pastel streets. Why it's underrated. Most travelers bypass Elba for more famous Italian islands like Capri or Sicily. Yet here you can wander medieval streets, discover hidden beaches, and gaze at the shimmering Tyrrhenian Sea without another soul in sight. The port itself is a visual delight. Ferries glide past colorful buildings, seagulls circle lazily overhead, and cafes spill onto the waterfront with the scent of fresh focaccia. Exploring Portoferraio feels like stepping into a living painting, a mix of history, tranquility, and undiscovered charm. Number 2, Akureyri, Iceland. The Arctic harbor of wonders nestled at the base of fjords in northern Iceland, Akureyri is a place where the sea meets glaciers and mountains rise straight from the water. The harbor is small but functional, flanked by brightly painted houses and quiet streets that hum with local life. Why it's underrated. Tourists flock to Reykjavik or the Golden Circle, but Akureyri remains relatively untouched. Whale watching, thermal baths, and midnight sun hikes await those willing to venture north. The town itself is magical. Colorful houses, tiny bakeries, and local art galleries bring warmth against the cool northern breeze. From the water, the fjords look like a fantasy world, and landing in Akureyri feels like discovering a secret frontier few have seen. Number 1, Valparaiso, Chile. The ocean's mosaic. Valparaiso is a city that explodes with color, culture, and steep winding streets leading down to the Pacific. Its port is vibrant yet intimate, offering a sensory overload of sights, sounds, and smells. Graffiti murals that tell stories of generations, seafood markets bustling with life, and the smell of roasted coffee wafting through alleyways. Why it's underrated. Many travelers overlook Valparaiso in favor of Santiago or Patagonian adventures. But this city is a treasure trove of history and art. Funiculars climb steep hills, revealing panoramic views over a harbor dotted with fishing boats and cargo ships. Every corner has a story, every stairway a secret viewpoint. For travelers seeking culture, color, and character, Valparaiso tops the list. It's a port that doesn't just welcome you, it challenges you to explore. Feel and remember. Outro. Wrap-up narrator. From Kotor to Valparaiso. These 10 secret ports prove that travel isn't about crowds, lines, or postcards. It's about curiosity, discovery, and connection. When you step off the beaten path, the world opens in ways no itinerary could ever capture. So next time you plan a trip, consider the quiet harbors, the hidden bays, and the overlooked ports. Your adventure isn't just about reaching a destination.